Yes, am I audible? Yes. Is it audible to all? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So very good morning to one and all. Because of the power supply issue, I have disconnected from you people. So sorry for that inconvenience. So once again, we will continue with the thermocouple. Okay, last class we have detailed discussion regarding the introduction of thermocouple. Okay, thermocouple, it is an active temperature transducer, which is works on the principle of Seebeck effect, Peltier effect, and Thomson's effect. Last class we have discussed all three effects in details. Okay, so today class we will see that actual working of these thermocouples with the help of diagrams. Okay, so see over here, a two metal joined to form a two junctions, junction A and junction B, which is maintained at temperature T1 and temperature T2. Okay, so temperature junction A, which is maintained at higher temperature with compared to junction B, having temperature T1. So T1 is greater than T2. So according to the Seebeck effect, there is a development of EMF, which is measured with the help of voltmeter. Okay, which is connected either this conductor or this conductor. Okay, in order to measure the generated EMF. Okay. So generally to manufacture the junctions, material used nickel, aluminum, copper, chromel, iron, and constant and etc. Okay. I think in last class we have discussed up to this point. Okay. So we will continue thermistor. Okay. So the thermistor is a combination of thermal and resistor. So thermistor is a resistor which important thermal characteristics. Okay. Since thermistor, it is having resistance which is depends upon the totally temperature of its material. Okay. So symbolic representation for this thermistor is as shown in the diagram. Okay. And this is the constructional diagram for this thermistor. Okay. Materials used to manufacture the thermistors are a mixture of metallic oxide such as manganese, nickel, cobalt, iron, etc. Okay, so these are the materials which are used to used to manufacture the thermistor. Okay. So types of thermistors: positive temperature coefficient thermistor and a negative temperature coefficient thermistor. Okay. So we will study now positive temperature coefficient thermistors. Okay. So if we see that graph from this graph, it is clear that resistance of this positive temperature coefficient thermistor increases whenever the temperature increases. Okay. So if there is an increase in resistance of the thermistor with the increase in temperature, we can say that that thermistor having positive temperature coefficient. Positive temperature coefficient. Okay. So there is a relationship between resistance and temperature exists for the positive temperature coefficient thermistor. So from this diagram or the graphical representation, we can say that resistance of the positive temperature coefficient thermistor is directly proportional to the temperature. Means what? There is a change in temperature. Definitely there is a rise in, we can say that there is change in resistance. But proportionally, we can say that resistance increases if the temperature of that particular material increases. Okay. So expression for the resistance given by delta R, which is equal to K into delta, where K it is what? To remove the proportionality sign, we have to use the proportionality constant K. Okay. So where delta R, it is the change in resistance corresponding to change in temperature delta T. Okay, we remember that resistance is directly proportional to temperature. That's why we can say that in this case, proportionality constant is positive. So value of K for the positive temperature coefficient thermistor is positive. Okay, we remember that value of K for the positive temperature coefficient thermistor is positive. Okay, it causes the linear increase in resistance as temperature rises. Okay, so from this graph we can able to understand easily the PTC or positive temperature coefficient thermistors. Okay, so keep in your mind only this graphical representation. From this graphical representation we can able to get the idea about the PTC or positive temperature coefficient thermistors. Okay, so we remember that this graphical representation. Next, application of positive temperature coefficient thermistor. It can be generally used in place of fuses for circuit protection. As we know that electrical system, it should be protected from the fault situation. So in order to protect the system from the fault, we have to use the switchgear protection device. Into that, one of the switchgear protection device is fuse. Okay, so in order to manufacture the fuse, we have to use the material which having the positive temperature coefficient similar to that of the PTC thermistors. Okay, so in order to make the fuse element or the fuse wire, we have to use PTC thermistors. Okay, so as the circuit heats up, resistance increases to prevent the overload. Okay, overload protection, it can be done by using the fuses. Okay, whenever there is overload in the system, the current flowing through the fuse wire get increased. According to the Joule's law, there is a rise in temperature. So fuse will be blown out and overload can be prevented. Okay. They are also used as timing device in televisions. When the unit is switched on, the okay. Next, negative temperature coefficient thermistors. So see over here the graphical representation for this negative temperature coefficient thermistors. Resistance of the thermistor decreases whenever there is an increase in temperature of that thermistor material. Okay, so there is an inversely proportionality relationship between the resistance and temperature in case of NTC or negative temperature coefficient thermistors. Okay, uses of negative temperature coefficient thermistor. It is generally used where we want to limit the currents. Okay, means what? Negative temperature coefficient thermistor can be used as current limiters and temperature monitors in the digital thermostats and automobiles. Okay, so application of negative temperature coefficient thermistor in order to limit the current and also to monitor the temperature of digital thermostats and automobiles. As you know that in engine of the automobiles, there is a burning of burning of fuels. That's why there is a rise in temperature. So rise in temperature, it will sometimes causes the fire and all. Okay, so in order to monitor the continuous monitoring of the temperature of the engine, where we can able to use the NTC. Okay, in an automobile. Next, photoelectric pickup. Working principle for the photoelectric pickup. It is another type of the electrical transducer is there. Okay. It converts light energy into electrical energy when light falls on the photosensitive element. And electric current is generated that is measured directly or after amplification. As we know that amplification means what? Okay. So photoelectric pickup, this is a, we can say that PV cell mainly work on this principle only. Okay. Photoelectric pickup. Whenever a photosensitive element is exposed to sunlight, in that case, it will going to generate the electrical current by converting this light energy into electrical energy. Okay, solar cell or the PV cell. These are the application of photoelectric pickup. Okay, photoelectric effect is ejection of electrons from the metal or a semiconductor surface when illuminated by the light or any radiation of the suitable wavelength. Okay, I think in 12th standard you have seen that Newton's law of radiation. Okay, into that you have come to know whenever the photosensitive element is exposed to a sunlight, in that case what will happen? Because of the photoelectric effect, there is a ejection of electrons from the polished surface, or we can say that photosensitive material surface or semiconductor material surface, which is illuminated by light or radiation of suitable wavelength. Okay, so see over here, photoelectric pickup, it is related to the photosensitive element. Okay, whenever the photosensitive element is coming contact or whenever it is exposed to sunlight, in that case the electrons are ejected from the metal surface or semiconductor surface, and it will be going to constitute a current. Okay, and that current is can be measured using the voltmeter, or after the amplification it can be measured. Okay, then types of photoelectric transducer. Okay, based on this photoelectric pickup principle, our photoelectric transducers are going to work. Okay, so there are various types of photoelectric transducers. Passive photoelectric transducers, for example, photoemissive device, photo multiplier tube. Okay, and second passive photoelectric transducer is photoconductive device, for example LDR, light dependent resistor, LDR. Okay, it is an example of passive photoelectric transducer. Okay, passive photoelectric transducer. As we know that what is meant by the passive. Okay, since we have studied in detail passive transducer and active transducer means what. Okay, so passive photoelectric transducer having the two types mainly, photoemissive device and photoconductive device. Okay, so for the photoemissive device, example photo multiplier tube, and for photoconductive device LDR. LDR means what? Light dependent resistor. Okay, once again the resistance of that particular LDR going to change with change in light intensity. Okay, light intensity. As we know that in a smart city there is a street light is provided with this LDR. Okay, that LDR it will going to sense the light intensity present in the atmosphere, and it will give the signal to the lamp to glow. Okay, a photoconductive device जे आहे फॉर एक्झाम्पल LDR, हा LDR आपण जनरली स्ट्रीट लाईट, स्मार्ट सिटी मध्ये स्ट्रीट लाईट जे असतं तर ते या LDR चा यूज करून म्हणजे ऍप्लिकेशन असतं LDR चं. हा LDR काय करतो, जे ऍटमॉस्फिअर मध्ये लाईट आहे त्याला सेन्स करून तो कंट्रोल सर्किटला सिग्नल देतो म्हणजे जेव्हा लाईट इंटेन्सिटी खूप कमी होते, म्हणजे जेव्हा संध्याकाळ व्हायला लागते तेव्हा हा LDR चा रेजिस्टन्स हा म्हणजे चेंज होतो. वी कॅन से दॅट resistance of this LDR, it is totally depends upon the intensity of light. Okay, intensity of light at evening, or we can say that whenever the light intensity goes on decreasing, in that case light dependent resistance, it will going to give the signal to the control circuit of this lamp, and that particular lamp will be glow after the we can say that whenever the light intensity goes on reducing. Okay, next, the active photoelectric transducer. Active photoelectric transducer, for example, PV cell, okay, or the solar cell or photovoltaic cell. It is an example of active photoelectric transducer. Okay, this passive photoelectric transducer and active photoelectric transducer going to works on the principle of photoelectric pickup. Okay, so this photoelectric pickup, it is a simpler one. Okay, according to this photoelectric pickup, whenever a metal or semiconductor material, whenever it is exposed to sunlight, okay, having definite intensity, or we can say that certain intensity, it will going to uh, eject the electrons from its surface, and that ejected electrons will come into the circuit and constitutes to form a electrical current. Okay, based on this principle only, our photoelectric transducer going to work. Okay, they are broadly classified into two types mainly. Okay, passive electric photoelectric transducer and active photoelectric transducer. Example for them we have to consider. Okay, and also we have to keep in our mind, because based on this one there is chances to ask the MCQ. Okay, passive photoelectric transducer, for example, photoemissive device and photoconductive device, LDR, photomultiplier tube. Okay, active photoelectric transducer, photovoltaic cell, and solar cell. Okay, these are only a theoretical concept. Okay, you have to read 2-3 times, then you will come to know. Okay, there is no any concept which is we have to study in detail. Okay, only working principle is important. We remember that whenever the polished metallic surface is exposed to light or some semiconductor materials, for example silicon, whenever it is exposed to light energy, in that case there is a ejection of electrons from the surface of the metals or semiconductor. Okay, and that electrons constitutes to form a electric current, because we know that whenever there is a flow of electrons in a conductor, it will going to constitutes to form a electrical current. Okay, so I hope it is clear to all photoelectric pickup. If any doubt, let me know what is mean by the photoelectric pickup and all. Yes, any doubt is there regarding this one, photoelectric pickup? Yes, photoelectric pickup, have you got the idea about the photoelectric pickup? Yes, any doubt regarding this photoelectric pickup? Yes, फोटोइलेक्ट्रिक पिकअप हा खूप सिंपल आहे. जेव्हा मेटल सरफेस, पॉलिशिड मेटल सरफेस किंवा सर्टन सेमीकंडक्टर्स, फॉर एक्झाम्पल सिलिकॉन, ओके, जर्मेनियम, जेव्हा हे सनलाइटला एक्सपोज केले जातात किंवा एक्सपोज होतात, तेव्हा ते सनलाइट कन्वर्जन इलेक्ट्रिकल एनर्जी मध्ये करत असतात. तर ते ऍक्च्युअली कसं होतं, जेव्हा मेटलिक सरफेस किंवा सेमीकंडक्टर मटेरियल सरफेस सनलाइटला आपण एक्सपोज करू, तेव्हा त्या सनलाइट मुळे त्यांच्या सरफेस वरून इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हे इजेक्ट व्हायला लागतात. फॉर एक्झाम्पल आपण ते सर्किट डायग्रामचा हेल्प घेऊन स्टडी करूया. सपोज हा मेटॅलिक सरफेस आहे आणि त्याच्यावरती सनलाइट इन्सिडेंट होताना दिसत आहेत आपल्याला. ओके, या सनलाइट मुळे काय होतं, ही जे मेटॅलिक सरफेस आहे यांच्यावरचे इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हे इजेक्ट होतात आणि मेटॅलिक सरफेस हा कंडक्टर थ्रू कनेक्ट केलेला असतो. म्हणजे सपोज हा पीव्ही सेल आहे आपला किंवा सोलार सेल आहे, तर याच्यावरती जेव्हा सनलाइट इन्सिडेंट होतात तेव्हा इथून काय होतात, इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हे इजेक्ट होतात आणि या लिस्ट रेजिस्टन्स पाहत असणाऱ्या म्हणजेच कॉपर कंडक्टर मधून हे इलेक्ट्रॉन्स फ्लो व्हायला लागतात. आणि मग हे इलेक्ट्रॉन्स फ्लो झाल्यामुळे काय होतं आपल्याला माहिती आहे, करंट फ्लो होतो आणि करंट मुळे मग परत ईएमएफ वगैरे इंड्यूस होतं, ईएमएफ तयार होतं आपल्याला माहिती आहे. ठीक आहे. तर या मेन वर्किंग प्रिन्सिपल वरती आपलं फोटो इलेक्ट्रिक ट्रान्सड्युसर हे वर्क करत असतात. तर काही फोटो इलेक्ट्रिक ट्रान्सड्युसर हे पॅसिव्ह टाईपचे असतात आणि काही ऍक्टिव्ह टाईपचे असतात. आपल्याला माहिती आहे पॅसिव्ह म्हणजे काय आणि ऍक्टिव्ह म्हणजे काय. Those transducer required the external energy source for their operation. That is nothing but what? Yes, tell me. Passive means what? And active means what? Tell me anyone. Yes. Passive transducer म्हणजे काय? त्याला माहिती आहे ना, रिवाइज करत चला जा नोट्स. ठीक आहे. Yes, I hope it is clear to all. Okay. We will study now photoconductive device. Okay. It is a type of passive photoelectric transducer. Okay. It is type of passive photoelectric transducer, photoconductive device. Okay. So see over here, this is the symbolic representation for this photoconductive device. For example, LDR, it is a photoconducting device. Okay. Now we will study the detailed light dependent resistance. Okay, that's why I have given only introduction in previous slide. Okay, now photoconductive device. Okay, it is a type of passive photoelectric transducer. Okay. So see over here, this is the symbolic representation for the passive photoconductive device. For example, LDR. Okay, this is the symbolic representation for this LDR. Okay, whenever the light falling on the surface of the material can provide a sufficient energy to cause the electrons within the material to break away from their atoms. Okay, so because of the incidence of this solar radiation, and whenever this sufficient solar radiation incident on this LDR, in that case what will happen, the electrons from this LDR material, they will break away from their atoms because of the solar energy. Okay, and that electrons or these free electrons, it will be going to flow in the external circuit. Okay, and there is also creation of free electrons and holes, okay, within the materials. Okay, so that's why there is a free electrons produced in the LDR in more, so that's why its resistance going to reduce it. Okay, resistance will going to reduce it. Okay, whenever see over here, whenever the light incident on the LDR, because of that light energy, electrons get separated from the atoms. That's why that free electrons will going to move in the external circuits because of the resistance of that material going to reduce. Okay, so this is known as a photoconductive effect. Photoconductive effect. Okay, so see over here, these are the incident solar radiation. Incident solar radiation. Okay, whenever the solar radiation incident on this LDR surface, in that case, if the energy of light or the radiation is sufficient, in that case it will causes the electrons break away from their atoms. Okay, that free electrons and free holes, it will going to move in the external circuits, external conductors. Okay, so this phenomenon of production of free electrons